also includes, and you can just see the edge of it right there, a large bronze cauldron. Now, this cauldron is eminently Greek in manufacture. It would have been made in the colony of Massalia, which today is known as Marseille in southern France. And it would have been imported by travel up the Rhone River and then overland to the burial site. It probably contains mead when it was actually buried. Now, interestingly, the decoration around its opening is that of a series of lions in a very classical Mediterranean kind of style, but one of them broke off, and it was redone by the local Celtic artisan who didn't quite know how to reattach it, and it's not quite of the same type of manufacture as the original Greek metalwork. Another elite barrow is unusual not for its structure or for its evidence of cross-cultural interactions or even for its overall burial patterns, but because of its occupant. She's a woman. This is the site at Vis, which is in modern Burgundy in France. The Vis mound follows the usual pattern of a wooden chamber that's protected by cross timbers over its roof and buried under a mound of earth. The Vis lady was not laid out on a couch, but laid out on the bed of her four-wheeled wagon, and a kind of a shroud or burial cloth was draped over the top of her. Like the Hochdorf chieftain and other males buried in these kinds of tombs, she also wore a considerable amount of valuable personal ornament, including a torque, armbands, and other items, most of which in this reconstructed model you can see they've laid out on her chest, roughly in the position that they found them when the tomb was opened. She also was surrounded by accoutrements of feasting, like drinking horns and platters. But there are two items in her tomb that really not only indicate her extraordinary wealth and standing, but also a very strong influence of Mediterranean commerce on the Burgundian region of Celtic Gaul, and that is her torque and her wine crater. So the Vis torque, a torque is a neck band. The solid part would be in the back of the neck, and the terminals would sit on your clavicles. The Vis torque is solid 24-karat gold. It weighs more than a pound. It's really massive. Its overall shape, up to and including these massive solid gold globe terminals, is quintessentially Celtic. But if we look closer at this little region right here, what we find is that there's a very fine classical gold filigree. There are lion feet clasping the actual globe, and tiny little perfect Pegasuses sitting there right between the globe and the main body of those terminal points. It is a really gorgeous example of a confluence of Celtic, Mediterranean, Scythian, and Etruscan styles. The other item in her tomb that testifies to her wealth, her standing, and a massive degree of influence from the Mediterranean, and I use the word massive intentionally, is her crater.